to Would I Lie to You, the show that's a bit like one big polygraph test for celebrities. I'm Chrissy Swan, and joining me are two teams who will take turns reading stories. It's up to the opposing team to determine whether the story is true or a lie. The team with the most correct guesses wins. Captaining our first team tonight from the satirical comedy group The Chaser, it's Chris Taylor. Joining Chris is a man who once played the role of Harold Bishop's lover. Talk about a dream role. Please welcome Ross Noble. Chris's other team member is a Gold Logie winner and hosts The Project. She's definitely the Carrie of the group. Well, it is absolutely the Samantha. Please welcome Carrie Bickmore. Captaining our second team tonight, it's comedian Frank Woodley. Hey. Joining Frank is a comedian whose special subject on Celebrity Mastermind last year was the film Dumb and Dumber. Unfortunately, on the night, her celebrity opponents proved smarter and smarterer than her. Here's Coombs Marr. And finally, he is a writer and comedian who used to work for Centrelink. So if anyone has any questions for him tonight, they'll have to take a number and be prepared for a 3-hour wait. It's the gorgeous Luke McGregor. Let's play. First up is Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. The card will contain either a truth from the panellist's life or a lie that we just made up, but they won't know which one they get until they read it aloud. It's up to the opposing team to sort the facts from the fabrications. Ross, you're up first.
So Rod Stewart and I once built a sandcastle in the south of France.
So Sir, you're giving Sir Rod the appropriate level of respect there. Not just Rod Stewart,
on the card.
So,
Sir Rod Stewart.
How did you come to be on a beach with Sir Rod Stewart?
That's the south of France, isn't it? That's where all the big stars hang out. Rod was on one of them yachts, you know, like a super yacht, and I wasn't.
But he got off, and when offered to build a sandcastle, you yelled out to his yacht.
Oi, Rod, get off the yacht. And he said, what? Who's that calling? No, so there's beaches in the south of France, right?
No, I believe that.
So I was there.
How did you come to be building a sandcastle together?
Well, because I was my family, we went down to the beach. We finished our dinner, and then we went down to the beach, and I love a sandcastle, and I don't just, build a little sand. I'm like, right, we're building it. So I've got big battlements and walls, and I've got all the turrets going on, and then there's Sir Rod Stewart, and he's an old man. He's like an old fella, and he's got young kids, and he's like, oh, I'm an old man on the beach. So his kid, notice what he's like. He's like on stage, you know, wake up, man. But he's like, oh, I need to lie down. I'm very old. But he's got young kids, hasn't he? Because he's got a young wife. So they see me like King Sandcastle Maker. King of the castle.
King of the castle.
Some would say. That's what everyone on the... Oh, look at Noble, he is the king of the castle. Like that.
And they'd say it in English with a French accent.
So I could understand. And so his kids had joined in and got, into it.
And would you say that Sir Rod was a proficient sandcastle maker?
To be honest, he was probably more into it than the kids once he got going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Once Sir Rod... I think it's like he thought he was on stage or something, clicked into gear, and he was like, whoa, and the sun was like the lights of a rock gig, and he was like, oh, and he got the energy. I thought, oh, here's the Rod I know and love. And then he was not even using a shovel, like a dog. Like a dog, like that. And his hat blew off at one point, and he's digging like that, and I'm going, come on, Rod. The kid's gone. All the kids were gone. It was just me and Rod Stewart digging like dogs.
And did you... Was there a sense of competitiveness between you and Rod, or were you working together? It was a great collaboration.
It was a team. It was a team. It's like, quick, the sea's coming in. And I'm going, oh, you you're going to have to get back on your boat before the tides
And go
goes
sailing.
out.
You'll have to go sailing.
And all the French people, you know, I didn't want to do that with my hands. I needed them for digging.
Did you think he was sexy?
He
Just
asked
because
me,
that is something
he
a
kept
question that
asking
he-
me, do you think I'm sexy? Do you think... Over and over again. He said, do you like my body? I said, this is not the right time. You know, and he kept calling me Maggie. That's it.
Ross, apart from the design of the sandcastles, which I'm sure was a hot topic of conversation between you two men, what else did you talk about with Sir Rod Stewart?
It's all about, like, once you're in the sandcastle building, that's all you focus on.
You built it big enough that you could get into it. You were in the sandcastle building.
No, once you get into the...
Get into the whole...
Yeah, I mean, me and Rod Stewart getting into a sandcastle, I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What do you think, truth or a lie?
I think it's true.
He also said he had to get from the super yacht to the shore
Yeah.
and then go back to the super yacht before the tide went out. That's where I felt maybe he's making this up.
Yeah, like
The super yacht is like, they have a boat
But
that goes out to the yacht.
Okay, so I thought it was true, but then you started finding a bit of a crack, and then Ross tried to convince you it was true, which makes me think that maybe it's a lie.
OK, now I don't know.
I'll need
Well,
an
that
answer.
didn't help me at all, guys, really.
I wanted to be true.
So we want it to be true.
And I think it's either true or
a lie.
A lie.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to have to go with my instincts here because
let's live
I'm
in
not
that
getting
world.
really enough
Yeah,
direction from the team, and I'm going to say, like, I believe that it's a lie.
A lie. Ross, was that a truth or a lie?
It is, in fact, a truth.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And I think
No.
you've got the picture.
What a great story. Yes, we do. We've got proof, if you can call it that.
There we are.
Oh, there's a photo.
There you go.
Now, Ross, I'm looking at it. I can see
technically, you can't see our faces, but...
Not as conclusive as it could have been.
I know. Which one's you and which one's...
And the
I'm
super
the
yacht's
one that
just off
isn't a
screen.
very old man with a bad back.
Love that. That's a great story. All right, Luke, you're up next.
OK. I am highly skilled in Taekwondo.
It's quite that laughter.
They're all the people that have beaten me up.
What are we... so let's just set the bar. When you say highly skilled, what are we talking here?
Almost black belt. I'm a brown belt.
Ooh.
Can you name any other colour belts?
I mean,
Is a brown belt
I can
just
just
under
name
a-
colours, and I bet you there's a belt out there with that colour.
So what age are we talking? When did you take it up?
Early.
What's early?
Before I could walk. No. I don't know, like
straight out of the womb down to the
I blocked
taekwondo.
the doctor. Nice try. Keeping the cord. Chopped to myself.
Did you know?
Yeah. Like 7, I guess.
7.
And do you
Yeah.
still do it now?
No, I've got enough skills.
Highly.
Yeah,
It's almost, you reach a point of skill level where you can't get any higher.
It's too dangerous. You try and shake someone's hand and you chop it off. You get too good.
So what do they call the place that you do taekwondo in?
Like a scout hole.
Technically true.
Isn't it a dojo or something?
And you have to say it, the scouts are furious about it. What was the name of your sensei?
Hank.
Hank.
You must have heard of him.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever needed to use the skill in real life?
Yeah, a couple of times, yeah.
When was that?
Yeah. Well, at school, I had a kid called Simon tried it on, and I did a couple of spin kicks, and I didn't hit him, but I just showed him that if you come near me, this is what you'll have to deal with.
I'm just struggling to imagine him pirouetting and Simon being like,
Oh, you've never tried to beat me up, but if you were, then you'd see it.
Frank, could you just
Be Simon.
go for his neck? Could you just...
You want him to be killed? No.
Yeah, I don't feel safe doing this,
Just-
Rod.
I feel like, can you show us some of the, like... I feel like I need to see some of it
can
in
you
action.
just...
Something.
Can
No,
you just
I don't-
push... Come on, just...
So this is how you stand at the start.
Sorry,
and then
what point of the fight is this?
this is pre-fight.
So the first step is to look like you're taking a shit.
This is. Do you take a shit like this?
Yeah, but would you fight someone
How do you
while
think he
they
got
were
his
taking-
brown belt?
And then the main stance is that, and then when you punch, you put your hand here and it's that.
And then when you punch, where's your weight? Which leg's your weight on?
I'm not going to teach without getting paid. So
Right.
it'd be. I can't betray Hank like that. it's his secret techniques.
You said there were 2 instances that you've had to use this in real life. What's the second one?
I was in an alleyway and both my parents got shot. I was a kid called Bradley, and he stole my Kit Kat, and I went to grab my Kit Kat back, and I accidentally pulled his tie off. And he said, I'll see you at lunchtime, and then when we actually got down at lunch, he said, I don't want to fight. And so it was just a lot of us pretending to fight. So it was a lot of this. And
What sort of Kit Kat was it? 2-finger, chunky?
it was the two finger. Of course they come. You can't get one Kit Kat. You can't break it, right?
You can get 4 fingers. You can get the chunky.
I don't want this to be the thing that undoes
And
me.
did you? Do you have the Kit Kat for your lunch that day?
It was actually for recess, and we fought at lunch.
What do you think?
I know Luke, and I know he's very cautious. So part of me thinks as a kid he would have done it as a thing to make sure he felt safe.
He also strikes me as someone who would have been beaten up a lot, who needed to arm himself with the skills to...
Where were you, Chris?
He did say that he said the Kit Kat was he did say that the Kit Kat was at recess.
It all comes
and
back to
then-
the Kit Kat
Yeah,
for
but
you,
he
then.
said the Kit Kat was at recess, and then I tried to trick him by saying lunch, and he corrected me and said it was recess.
Gee, we've got a real Mrs. Marbles.
I think it's true as well.
I think it might be true as
I
well.
think it's...
Luke, they're going with true. Is that true or is it a lie?
I hope I don't break this. It is true.
Of course, that is a true story, and Luke is highly skilled in Taekwondo. And if you want more proof that Luke has always been a badass, take no prisoners martial arts master, take a look at his first membership card. What a darling.
You're supposed to be intimidated.
That is a killer. That's a killer.
Supposed to be intimidated. It is time for a break, but first, what if I told you that it's absolutely true that one of our 6 players tonight disguised themselves as a piece of luggage on an airport baggage carousel? Who do you think would have done that? I'll have the answer next on Would I Lie to You? Welcome back to Would I Lie to You? And before the break, we pondered which of our panellists had disguised themselves as a piece of luggage on an airport baggage carousel. The answer is, of course, Ross Noble did that. Why?
Pre-9/11, and I was at an airport, and I saw the carousel thing going through, and I saw 2 guys loading up the bags, and I jumped on the carousel and just went through the back. And the guys went, "What are you doing back here?" And I went, "I'm going to ride around." And they went, "Yeah, go on then." So, and then one of them said, "I've got a big plastic bag and get in this." So I climbed inside and I pretended to be asleep. And then I came out with all the other bags and I went, "Oh, God, I'm here," and jumped up and ran up.
Fantastic. All right, Carrie, would you please read out your home truth?
Whenever I donate blood, I always ask for the same nurse because we have a little Dracula role play thing going on.
All right.
So it's sexual in nature, or...?
No.
OK.
I
No
just
further
get
questions?
nervous.
Oh, sorry, were you going to ask that?
No. So how regularly do you give blood?
Every couple of months.
Do you have a vampire fetish? Is that why you give all the
No,
blood all the time?
I get very nervous giving blood. I don't like giving blood.
OK, so I'm going to go back to Luke's question. If not sexual in nature, what is a Dracula role play?
So I haven't seen a lot of movies. As a kid, we didn't watch a lot of movies, and I've never actually seen Dracula. And so one day she made a joke, the nurse made a joke about Dracula, and I said, I haven't seen it. And so now she acts out scenes from the movie to distract me while I give blood.
So an example of one of those scenes might be...
I don't remember. She does a lot of stuff with her hands.
Because Dracula doesn't use a needle, so...
To be fair, No.
That's true.
She doesn't... She puts the needle in, leaves it, and then we
She
chat,
doesn't
and
put the syringes up into her mouth.
Two needles and...
No. So, hang on. She does a bit of...
Like, when she does the lines, she does some of the actions with it to be theatrical.
Like, I want to suck your blood.
She doesn't just sit there going, I want to suck your blood. Do you know what I mean? Like, she gets into character.
If I was going to try and make someone feel more comfortable at a blood bank, the last character I'd play is Dracula.
It's almost the last film you'd reenact.
Yeah, that'd really scare
funny.
people.
She's not going to do Saving Private Ryan, is she? She's not going to get the end of the tube like...
And when she goes from your room to the next room, does she ever just...
No, sometimes I'm in a room with somebody else and then they get in on it as well.
Right.
Wonder if the other patient likes another movie. Is she got to do every
she
movie
does other
depending on what
things.
patient?
Well, I haven't seen other movies, so if I haven't seen a movie, I'll say, do me something, you know.
Get her to do train spotting.
Well, I haven't seen that either.
Stick
so
the needle in,
okay,
and then run
sure.
a... Dun, 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 dun.
She could do the human centipede with one patient. I mean, it's just
That just means you've seen the human
Carrie,
centipede.
She's obviously a film buff, and it probably brings pleasure for her work that she gets to recreate all these movies with different patients.
But she
Yeah.
might not be a film buff. Carrie doesn't know.
She does love films.
OK, what do you think, Team Frank? Is this the truth or a lie?
I don't think it's true. I think it might be true.
I think it's true, and Carrie is being deliberately vague.
Yeah. And also, I want to live in that world where a nurse pretends to be Dracula. True.
So you say it's the truth?
I think we're going to say that it's true.
All right, Carrie, is that a truth or a lie?
It is a lie.
Gotcha!
I really thought that would have made me unstuck.
Next up is you, Chris.
As an impulse purchase, I once bought a pet duck.
All right.
Where were you?
It was in a rural, sort of a ducky sort of area. I was in the Hunter Valley, and there was one of those sandwich boards beside the road that said ducklings, $10. And I thought, that's good value. Like, I defy anyone to drive past that sandwich board and not at least be curious enough to go inside.
You're normally paying 12 or 15 for a duck.
Yeah. $10 sounded like good value.
Sorry, when was this?
I would have been, like, in my early 30s. I think it was around 2007.
And so
Ducks did exist at that time.
$10 for a duckling.
And that was pre the financial crisis, so people were spending big.
Yeah.
That feels pricey to me for a duckling.
Yeah, they're not really a one-off cost.
As a city boy, that felt like good value.
Well, that's
I
how
don't
they
know
get
what
you.
the going rate
To
for a
me,
duckling is.
the fact that you said, as a city boy, like, why would a city person be buying a duck to take home?
They're pretty cute, though.
Well, I did learn that. I was with my then girlfriend at the time.
Chicks love ducks.
He told this duck story just so he could brag at a girlfriend.
We didn't really think it through, it's fair to say. Like, I lived in an inner-city studio at the time, like a studio apartment, not really a duck-friendly place.
What did you call it?
Lenny.
How long did you have Lenny for? What happened? Why did Lenny...
I had Lenny...
Till he got the fox.
Well, I saw this sign, Foxes, only $8, and I said, you can't drive past that sign. I think I had Lenny for about 3 weeks before I found alternative arrangements for him.
What were the alternative arrangements? What did you do to Lenny, Chris?
So I found we had a family friend who had a farm.
Oh, well, you know what it means when Lenny's gone to live on a farm.
Yeah.
Because I remember my brother said to me once, I said, oh, my friend Michael, his little dog's gone to live on a farm. And my brother said that actually means that the little dog's been put down. I went, the whole family went to live on the farm.
As it turns out, no sooner had Lenny moved to the farm than he was eaten by a fox, like on his first night. So he was way safer in my apartment than once he was let into the wild. I'm sorry to bring a downer on the Lenny story, but it wasn't a happy ending for him.
That's so sad.
Well, that's a real... I don't really have any other questions because that's just a real sad way to end.
We really want it to be a lie now, don't we? To save
really
Lenny,
do.
at least. So for the sake of the keep Lenny alive, we're going to say that it's... Although he's not alive.
No, he doesn't exist.
To keep the fictional Lenny alive by him not existing, I think it's better to have not existed. OK, I can do this. We're going to say...
It's better to have loved and lost than to have not existed ever. See what you said?
We lose either way. Either this beautiful duck didn't exist or the duck got eaten by a fox.
If it helps, we don't know Lenny died. They just told me...
That a fox got him?
They told me there was a fox incident.
Oh, like it's a prank. Oh, I told him a fox.
No, to be fair... No one ever told me he got eaten by a fox.
OK.
They said there's been an incident with a fox.
There was an incident with a fox. We looked out and we saw Lenny riding a fox.
I think it's... I hope it's a lie.
Yeah, let's go lie.
We're saying it's a lie.
Unanimous. Is it a lie or is it the truth?
You can make us sad.
The story of Lenny is, of course, true.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, we're going to have a minute's silence.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Would I Lie to You after the break. Welcome back to Would I Lie to You. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Frank's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. But it's up to Chris's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. She can't speak to me. She's not being rude. Luke, who is Vanessa to you?
This is Vanessa, and I once serenaded her with an original love song.
Zoe, who is Vanessa to you?
This is Vanessa. We were in a shampoo commercial together. I was the before and she was the after.
And Frank, who is Vanessa to you?
Not just to me, but to everybody she knows. This is... This is Vanessa, and she's the lifeguard who rescued me when I found myself trapped in a deck chair.
So there we have it. Is Vanessa Luke's love song listener, Zoe's shiny-haired shampooer, or Frank's liberating lifeguard? Chris's team, do you want to start? Well, we'll start with Luke.
Let's start with Luke. So, how old are you when you meet Vanessa?
High school?
Just vocal or like with an instrument or?
Both.
What was the instrument?
Guitar.
Was Vanessa aware that you were interested in her before you serenaded her?
I don't know, but she definitely was when she heard the love song.
What happened when you played it to her?
I don't think Ness was as keen on me as... I don't think she was working on a love song of her own, for starters.
How many bars into the song do you think Vanessa twigged that what was going on?
Pretty early.
Right. I think we need to know some of the lyrics.
I certainly regretted spending so much time on the bridge.
Right. Never got to it.
Yeah, like I cut the solo in half.
Can you give us a little bit?
If you were to make me fall in love with you, then you would hear it But other than that, you know.
I understand, Luke, that
to
you
be
don't want
fair-
to sing it, but can you at least tell us what it was called?
Wait here.
Wait here.
Here.
It's more of a command than like a love song.
I don't have to listen to this.
Wait here.
Vanessa's hard to rhyme too. You know, like when you're doing a love song, you normally rhyme. I can't imagine Vanessa.
I really want to undress her.
Let me be your confessor.
Yeah.
I've just bought an air compressor.
Yeah.
Plenty of options. All right, do you want to move on to Zoe?
Zoe, you tell us about the hair commercial.
I don't get why you would have been the before, because you've got amazing hair.
Yes, Carrie, thank you. But it was a dandruff shampoo commercial, and I was the dandruff person.
So hold on, did you have dandruff when you went in the commercial?
I did have dandruff. That's how I got the... It was actually
You went
my
to
first...
audition?
But hold on, don't they just normally put a bit of something on to make... Would they actually ask for people with dandruff to come forward for a hair
well, they
ad?
didn't ask. I got put forward for the job.
What,
By your manager.
does anyone know
Yeah.
anyone with a shocking dandruff problem? A very good friend of yours said, oh, I know just the person.
It was, I mean, it's grim because it was the first paid gig that I ever got. And I was 18 and I'd signed up for one of those, you know, that like an extras agency where
What,
they
like a flaky scalp database?
No, it wasn't. I wasn't like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it big in the flaky scalp world. Like, it was just a general extras agency, but they went, we've got a job for you, and I was very excited.
There's no real point doing a before and after with different people. Like, the whole... The whole point of the before and after is the same person before they use the product, then the same person
Yeah,
after
but
they've
some
used
of
the
those,
product.
But this
some
is-
of those adverts aren't true.
Yeah.
I feel like legally they'd have to show that it was removed from the same head.
If they don't
do, you know
do
what I
that,
mean?
it's a scam that we've cracked open tonight.
But very brave to come out tonight and say, I am a flaky scalped individual.
But it's not brave if you're not a
Who
flaky
does?
scalped individual, you know what I mean?
Are you suggesting that she's gone for flaky appropriation?
All right, Frank.
We should move on to Frank.
History with
Frank,
Vanessa?
remind us, how do you know Vanessa?
Well, Vanessa is the lifeguard who rescued me, thank goodness, when I got trapped in a deck chair.
Right, first question there. Did she laugh for a long time?
My main memory of her was there was a certain smugness that
Well, she wasn't trapped in a deck chair. It embodies a certain smugness. You're trapped in a deck chair, and I'm not.
How do you get trapped in a deck chair? What happens?
Well, it was one of those deck chairs that almost a bit like a banana lounge. It was on a cruise, actually, about 3 years ago. And top folds in, clink, clink, you flip it over and the legs fold in, clink, clink.
But how did you get trapped in that?
Oh, you want to hear about that as well?
Yeah.
The back had gone down, basically, and it was like, that's not how it's meant to work. And so then I turned around and I was kind of leaning forward to pull the head of the thing up, and as I leant forward, I put my weight past the point where the legs flipped under. So it kind of, as I was reaching forward, it kind of went clink, clink like that, and my hand was on the edge of here, and it went down, and I banged into the bit I was pulling back, and my face kind of slid down it, and it went through that little gap. Kind of went, and I was in there. And I couldn't get out. I was like...
Where were you on a cruise to?
It was a cruise around New Zealand, actually. It was like and I was working as as an entertainer on the cruise, and there were a bunch of us. And Vanessa was like known amongst the comedians as being not exactly shrill, but kind of very strident about sunscreen. Like every time you went down to the pool, she had like a big pump thing of sunscreen.
In New Zealand.
Yes, going around New Zealand. It was in summertime.
Are you sure? Are you sure it was sunscreen and not some sort of lube for getting people out of deck chair?
Thanks, Ross. I really appreciate that, because that's what happened. What happened was she was always like, slap on your sunscreen, guys. Don't forget to slap on your sunscreen, guys.
I don't like having sunscreen being made fun of. It's very important.
So how long...
And Vanessa just came around with the sunscreen and just went, I think we're going to slap on some sunscreen. And she just lathered all my head with sunscreen. I went, and I just was out like that. It was amazing.
She's almost a deck chair midwife in many ways.
Yes. All right, I think we need an answer. We've got Luke's love song listener, Zoe's shiny-haired shampooer, or Frank's liberating lifeguard.
What do you think,
What do you
Carrie?
think, Chris?
Well, I'm getting Ed Sheeran vibes.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
I was going to say I can imagine him doing that.
So you're going with Luke?
I think...
What do you think?
We can rule out Frank, can't we?
I mean, no one's head can fit through that thing.
I'm not buying Frank even got employed by a cruise line. So I think we can eliminate Frank.
And I still feel like you'd use the same before and after person for the shampoo thing.
OK, so we're saying no to Frank, no to Zoe, which leaves Mr Ed Sheeran. We're going to say Luke.
OK, Vanessa, would you reveal your true identity, please?
My name's Vanessa, and Luke once serenaded me with an...
What a gorgeous story. Now, Luke, I know that you previously told Chris's team that we're not ready to hear the song, but if I happen to have a guitar under the desk, is there any way...
I'm happy to play it too.
We won't laugh. We won't laugh.
What if? Are you ready to fall in love all over again, Vanessa? You want to count me in?
OK. Ladies and gentlemen, please endure. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, please...
Stop helping.
Stop helping.
OK, thank you. OK. Sorry, wait. OK, wait here for me and I'll wait here for you. I'm so sorry I did this. Just close your eyes, I'll be right there by you. Wait here for me and I'll wait here for you. I just did that bit again. Just close your eyes, I'll be right there by you tonight.
How did that fail? I'm so sorry, sir.
Don't
Everybody
play it
put your hands
again.
together for gorgeous Vanessa. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful. We've got to take a break. We'll be back with more Would I Lie to You right after this. You are watching Would I Lie to You, and it's time for our next round, Possession, in which a mystery object may or may not belong to one of our panellists. It's up to the opposing team to work out whether the story is a truth or a lie. Frank, if you could start us off, please, sir. You'll find a box under your desk, put the object on the desk and then read the card.
I once used this magic 8-ball to get out of a speeding ticket.
Right. How did you get the speeding ticket?
Speeding?
By which... I mean, where were you? Where were you driving?
So I was going down Hoddle Street towards St Kilda.
You can never go very fast on that road.
There's a lot of lights there, a lot of lights.
OK, it's a lie!
It is...
No, there's not that many lights. You can go 60 there, and I was probably going 75 or something like that.
And were you picked up by a camera or by an actual policeman?
No, by a police officer.
And then what did you do with the magic 8-ball?
Well, because the way these work is that you shake them and they give you answer. I've just got to put my glasses on. Oh, it says it's a lie. No, I just said to the officer, I said, I don't think I was speeding. Like, are you sure that your equipment is correct? And he said, I'm sorry, sir, but you were speeding. And I said, hey, I reckon that let's you know, throw caution to the wind and let's consult the magic 8-ball. And he went, no. And I went, no, come on, it'll be a little bit of fun. So I shook it up.
He said that's a great idea.
He was just sort of humouring me. I didn't really think it was going to work, but I thought I'd just have a little bit of fun with it. And it said, it's your lucky day. So I said, well, there's a little bit of confusion here because if that's for you, then I was speeding. But if that was for me, I'm not speeding. Let's go round again. And at that point, this is where it all becomes believable. A car goes just screaming past, I would say, at 120 kilometres an hour.
On Hoddle Street.
On Hoddle Street. And the cop just went... He didn't even look at me again. He just took off to be part of that chase.
In this account, the 8-ball hasn't played any role at all in you getting out of the fine.
But it did buy him time.
Yeah,
the ball
he
bought him
hadn't ridden
time.
the ticket, though.
Yeah, but I'm still reckon... How long do you reckon you were doing the 8-ball business?
Oh, you can do those things for hours. They're great fun.
You can do, but how long did you? Because I reckon a police officer could faff around writing a ticket in the same amount of time and when you played 2 rounds of 8-ball.
Frank's
Look,
figured out.
you can imagine every day he's just writing out tickets. It's boring, you know. So the fact that there was somebody who was going to have a bit of fun with him and play and muck around.
Has anyone ever met a policeman who's up for games?
Yeah, I have. I met a couple of cops who stopped me on my motorbike and we chatted for ages. I ended up on their bike with photos.
So you're buying this?
No.
I'm going to say lie, I think.
Lie as well.
2 lies.
Go on, then.
We're going to say lie.
Frank, is it a truth or a lie?
The 8-ball is a lie.
Oh.
Very good attempt.
Chris, you are next. Should be a box under your desk.
There is.
Open it up, pop the object out, and then read the card. Oh, it's a mandarin.
When I was younger, sometimes my dad would leave one of these outside my bedroom door. I knew exactly what it meant.
It was trying to tell you to bring a mandarin?
It was his kind
Oh,
way.
lovely sister Clementine.
We're not going to talk about kumquat. Don't even know what that means. Sorry, Chris, what did it mean?
It was his way of telling me to have a breather. Just take a break.
Were you like, why is there a mandarin? And he's like, to remind you to take a breather. And you're like, why don't you just say that instead of putting a mandarin on the floor?
The first time he did it, he was more direct. The first time he actually came into the room with the mandarin and he noticed I was a bit stressed. I was studying for my end-of-year exams, my Year 12 exams, and his solution was to say, Chris, why don't you go for a walk around the block and take a mandarin with you?
Quite cathartic, though, to peel it and...
There is something quite, meditative about the perfection of the mandarin's design.
The most relaxing of the fruits.
Yes,
It is.
It is. I mean, if I'd taken a cantaloupe out, it would have been ridiculous.
If it was an orange, oranges are hard to... They can be frustrating to
a
peel.
nightmare.
But mandarins are just like...
Yeah.
Aren't they? They're just like, take me, eat me, suck me,
You
lick
automatic-
me. Like, they're just... that peels just off.
So true.
Because anyone can unpeel a mandarin, and
This
there's something
isn't,
quite pleasing about it.
You would have been doing the HSC around about, like, October, November, which is coming into spring, summer. Mandarins, aren't they a winter fruit?
Look, I think they are locally, but I think we import a lot of fruit so we can have some of our favourites all year round.
I've discovered... I could feel it coming to me, the chink in this whole argument. And, you know, I think...
His dad's been dead for over 50 years.
I think I need to say one word to you, and it's a Mandarin-based word. Pips.
Oh,
Can't you
come
get
on.
pipless mandarins, though?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, not... Well, what year was this?
Yeah, you couldn't back then. Back then,
Well, you'd be
mandarins
surprised.
were just chock full of pips. They're, I would say, 90 to 95% pips.
Well, in my experience, Frank, there's even something quite cathartic about spitting them out. Like, if you've got a lot of stress and you can take it out on the pip...
OK, so...
Do you want to have a powwow about the whether it's a truth or a lie?
I think it's a lie.
I think the idea is extremely sound.
I hate the mandarin. I hope it's a lie.
OK, we've got 2 definite lies.
So I reckon go with your gut.
Thank you. I'm going to go against my team.
Great.
And I'm going to say that it's true.
There you go. Is that true? truth or a lie?
That is true.
Well done. It's true. Chris's dad did leave a mandarin outside Chris's door to remind him to take a break. All right, it's time for a break. We'll see you soon on Would I Lie to You? Welcome back to Would I Lie to You, and it's time for quick fire lies. Just a reminder, the story on the card could be completely familiar to our panellists or alternatively something that they've never, ever seen before. Carrie, you are up first.
I once revealed a little too much to a house guest.
OK, what was the... Before we get straight to the what did you reveal, what was the living situation with that house guest and why were they there?
It was a friend of my son's.
Oh, OK. So how old were they?
They were like early teenage years, maybe like 11.
The
Which is
mandarin
very
years.
early teenage years. Very, very early.
Some would say pre-teen.
Yeah. And I would like to ask, what did you reveal to them?
He saw me naked.
Did is that and did you say I've made a terrible mistake, or was it accidental on your part?
It caught me and him by surprise, and I didn't want to make it awkward, so I just chatted to him for a while.
Because nothing makes an 11-year-old less awkward than sustaining the naked period in which he has to look at it.
What part of the house were you in?
I was at the front door.
You answered the door in the nude.
She was expecting the milkman.
I was going to say, what were you expecting?
No, I thought it was my son. But
No, but there are families, like many families, where that is not an
we're
issue
a
at all.
naked family, and I
Yeah.
was pregnant at the time.
When you said to him
Luke's not coping, guys.
when you said to him
He's going to write you a song, sir.
no, but you said he was so confident when you opened the front door. You're like, that's probably my son, so I'll be naked.
Yeah.
Were you completely naked or underpants?
No, completely naked.
Wow.
And then the friend to open the door, and what did you say to them?
No, I opened the door to him. I thought it was my son, and I thought maybe he'd forgotten something. So I opened the door and I said, "What have you forgotten?" And it wasn't him; it was his friend.
And
what have you
did he
forgotten?
say?
Everything I've ever known. But I remember thinking that I didn't want him to think that the female body was anything to be embarrassed by. And I thought if I just talked to him about school and stuff,
I mean,
it would feel
let's
less
be
weird
honest.
for him, and that he'd maybe walk away thinking it wasn't that weird because we talked about school stuff.
And let's be perfectly honest. He's not going to fail biology.
But did you do at least the sort of double-handed hands of discretion?
No.
No, you didn't.
No.
You were just like...
I had one hand
Look
on
at it out.
the door handle and I just kept it up.
What was he doing at your house, though? I'm
I
still
think
like...
he forgot his school bag or something, because
Right.
he still comes over all the time now.
I bet he does.
All the neighbours are seeing is a child at a door and then this naked lady just talking.
But I have a lot of respect for it in one way, because I do feel like we're so, you know, overwrought with and hung up about nudity. And
If you can't get naked in front of school children, what is the world coming to?
It was more
you know
that
what it is? It's
I was
political
about to-
correctness gone mad.
All right, Carrie's story, truth or lie?
I think it's true.
I love it.
I think it's...
Maybe
I just
that's-
don't feel that in the moment, even as comfortable as you are with your own body around your family, if you've opened your front door and there's an 11-year-old that you didn't is a different 11-year-old than you were expecting.
It's a surprise.
You would. I think you would probably. Your
It's a
instinct would
surprise
be to
and
cover
possibly
up.
it's a crime.
Yeah,
It's not a good look to the neighbours.
no.
Gonna need an answer.
I feel it's actually. I think you swayed me. I think it's a big old lie.
Got a lie here.
I think it's a lie.
Because
I don't know.
if it's not,
I
that
kind
means
of want it. Yeah.
I just looked over at Carrie then, and she was just going like that, and that made me feel like it's true.
If it's any help, she's naked from the waist down.
I think that you're very comfortable with who you are, and based on that, I'm going to go against my team. So I'm going to say it's true.
I love this. The jeopardy is real. Carrie, please reveal your answer.
Unfortunately, for him, it is true.
Yes! I knew it!
Yeah, it's never quite been the same between us.
Yes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Would I Lie to You after the break. Welcome back to Would I Lie to You, and we're in the middle of the round we call Quick Fire Lies. All right, Frank, your turn.
I broke a federal law with my thumb.
All right.
Which thumb?
Are you just saying yes, or that was the thumb?
Yes, I'm going to answer the question. It was this thumb. No, that thumb.
What was the law?
Well, that's exactly what was the law, Chris?
Is the law?
I think what I'd like to do at this stage, if that's OK, I don't know if this is in the spirit of the game, but let's brainstorm federal laws. What are the federal laws? There's ones about, like, it's probably giving myself some thinking time. No, but it was a gaming based. It was like a lotto. It was a wheel, you know, the spin the wheel type thing. But I spun it with my thumb. Yeah, it was a wheel spinning. It's a gambling.
Those Keno sort of wheels, bingo.
Yeah, sort of like
The
that.
big
like,
lotto balls.
Yeah, no, it was Chook Lotto actually.
On Hey Hey.
Yeah, it was Chook
So
Lotto.
it was the Ken Morgan Toyota wheel.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Thanks. Could you sit there and keep feeding me that stuff because that's really helpful.
Can I just... right, so far, I've heard all these words and I haven't understood any of them.
Yeah.
I've worked out that there's chickens involved in a wheel.
Yeah.
Let's narrow it down. Before we get to the thumb...
Put my thumb away for the time being.
Yeah.
Let's put the thumb aside.
The Chook Lotto wheel is on the program Hey Hate Saturday.
Right.
And on this particular occasion, me and my colleague Colin Lane on WouldILie the Duo,
yes,
we were actually guest hosts of the program that week.
Does anyone believe Daryl Summers would ever let anyone else host that show?
No.
I think it's the only time it's ever happened. Maybe, or maybe.
And so which government that has been in charge of running Australia introduced a federal law that there's a correct way to spin the Chook Lotto wheel?
Well, because what happened was because there's a whole thing about if you give away gifts on, like, if you play those games, I don't really understand. To be honest, Chris,
what is a Chook Lotto wheel?
It wasn't the Chook Lotto wheel, I realised. It was the
Ken Morgan Toyota wheel.
Pluck a duck wheel.
The Ken, yeah, the one,
No,
the
Ken
wheel.
Morgan.
The Ken Morgan Toyota wheel is different
Ken Morgan?
from...
Hang on.
Who's Ken Morgan and why is he spinning chickens?
Ken Morgan had a Toyota dealership and a normal, like what they call a chocolate wheel.
Right.
And then Chook Lotto was different.
To be perfectly honest, I don't know why I talked about the Chook Lotto thing. It's the wheel.
It's the wheel.
It was a car dealership was spinning a wheel of chickens.
No
because
chickens.
Darryl wasn't there and Frank used his thumb. Is that what we're...
At this point, should I just say it to lie or will we push on?
So it's the Ken Morgan wheel.
You spin the wheel, and you win that thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we gave it a big spin and went...
Give it another...
And we all felt, oh, my God, it's going to end on the car, which is the big prize.
The Ken Morgan car.
The Ken Morgan car. It's all coming... Yeah, car dealer. No, it's going to go about 3 past the car. We could feel it. The thumb came out. Slowed it down. Onto the car. And we all just went mad.
Yes.
It was just like, she's won the car.
I tell you who didn't go mad. Ken Morgan.
So the thumb...
The thumb was actually where I broke the law with my thumb. I stopped it on the car.
Like a sort of
And because
a flesh brake.
you manipulated the natural progress of the wheel, the organisers challenged you, saying it wasn't a fair spin because you actually distorted the contest.
This story is all coming together.
Did the police ever get involved when you say you broke a law?
No, it was very funny because we just did it again. The woman won a car, right? We span it again, dack, 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 dack. Like it was... And she won a packet of chips or something. The second time round.
The beautiful irony of that is she didn't get the car and she had to walk outside the studio, and while she's thumbing it up, she's just looking at her thumb, crying.
All right, Chris's team, what do you think?
Oh, it's so ludicrous, but I don't know. It's the guest hosting bit that I just don't remember Daryl not hosting.
Nah, they'd have to claw it out of his cold, dead hands. He could literally be on an intravenous drip.
Yeah.
I believe the flesh break, I believe the woman. It's just Daryl going away.
I actually think it's true.
I think lie.
Lie?
You're the team captain. I give
Oh,
you...
make a call.
No.
You've got to make a call too.
I believe in democracy more than I believe in captaincy, so I will say lie.
Is it a truth or is it a lie, Frank?
Well, actually, it is true.
No!
The details of
I still need to know where Daryl was. Where was Daryl?
Daryl just took a night off.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Well, it is true. For a show that used to have a man dressed in a duck suit who sometimes pretended to hump the prizes, I can't believe it was Frank who almost got in trouble with the law. And that noise signals that time is up. It's the end of the show, sadly. And I can reveal that tonight's winner is Chris's team. But it's not just a team game. My individual player for the night is Mr. Ross Noble.
Yeah.
That's it for Would I Lie to You. Thank you so much for watching and good night.